Okay, and this is episode number 80. Hey, Johnny Roberts, we are back for another episode of your podcast. How is the world treating you today?
So good, man. 2026 going good so far.
Great.
Of course, we're up here in Michigan, obviously, and it's cold.
Yeah,
Christmas season's over, so it's like we don't want snow anymore.
that's right.
During Christmas and kind of to New Year's, it's like let's do the snow thing, but after that, it's
You're
no,
you're probably ready to open the pool again, aren't you?
and we are ready to at least get out the lawnmower. You know
I
what I
love it.
mean?
Yeah,
Eventually. So
yeah,
here we are.
that's okay. You look warm in your lumberjack plaid shirt. That looks really warm and inviting.
Beautiful, beautiful Christmas gift this year.
That's
So
great.
I've already cut down 3 or 4 trees. It's
Mm.
been fabulous.
That's fun.
But
That is good to get out there and do that, and
yeah, it
probably
is.
doing some work for the missus. I'm guessing, right?
Um,
She's
of
probably got
course.
some Johnny do projects around the house. If your missus is like my missus, and that's kind of what we want to talk about today, Johnny. I want to talk about the missus, and not that we should be talking about our wives without them present. So I want to talk about the missus in retirement planning. The misses that are just really common as people head into retirement and they haven't done a lot of planning or thinking. What have you found as you've worked with so many people over the years to help them retire at new heights? What are just a few of the common misses that people have who aren't planning properly?
Well, I think it comes down to it really is across the board. We do our workshops and seminars, and we've talked about that in the past at locations all over my area up here in Michigan. But the really the top thing that most people put on, top two, that we have this thing, hey, check off what's most important to you, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And top two or three, there's always tax planning involved
mm,
in retirement planning. There's also protection of assets, money, not to run out of money. That's a big
yeah,
concern. How do I do that? And the other one right now is getting bigger and bigger is the long-term care concept piece to things. That, let's face it, when you're 40 years old, 35, even 50s, you kind of really don't think about that as part of a retirement plan. You kind of just like, you see it happen to your aunts and uncles, mom, dad, grandparents, or whatever. And it kind of makes you think, well, but all of a sudden, boom, you're 66, and that's not part of your repertoire. And you're like, man, I'm getting close to that stage where I might need some help down the road. And
yes,
is there anything I can do? So those three things, the tax part of it, because once again, what is our retirement? I've always said it so many times. What's our retirement based on? A lot of people come in, and one of the things we do is try to look and see what they have going on. And they always bring their statements, whether it's a 401k, brokerage
yeah.
statement, and their mindset of retirement is what the dollar amount is on that statement.
What that dollar
That's
is,
it.
yeah,
Right. So,
yeah.
because that's kind of what we're told, right? You just save, 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 save. And the dollar amount is not a retirement plan.
It's
And
not.
so when we sit down with those folks and we start showing them, hey, this is how it looks like for you tax wise, this and that. A lot of people are like, I had a client the other day come in and like, I've been working with someone for a long time and we've never even talked about taxes and planning and stuff for
Mhm.
retirement, that kind of thing. And that happens so much. We never even talked about protecting myself from long-term care
Yeah.
or whatever it may be. What is the biggest thing? Chase returns, chase growth, chase returns, chase growth. You know what I mean? Which is
Yep.
part of it,
Well, and
but
and for that stage of life, that's okay when you're building and building and building and building. But working when you start looking at retirement and that time frame, you really need to really think about changing to a retirement specialist, which is what you are, Johnny, because I mean, when you're growing money, yeah, you probably should be thinking about taxes, but that's not the primary thing. It's about growth and getting it there. But now we're in a different part where instead of accumulating money, we're now trying to preserve and de-accumulate or distribute money. And the rules change really at some level, right?
oh, they do big time. You got to look at you go from best returns and growth to now distribution, preservation, more safe growth,
Yes.
not running out of money in case there's an issue with assisted living or need help. And I'm not talking to where you can't do anything, you're just stuck in a home and you're on
Right.
life support. I'm talking about you still can live a nice life, but there's more cost to that life now because you do need a little help with this or that,
Right.
So that's kind of the mindset. I'm not just talking about I'm on oxygen and I'm going to be there for 3 months or whatever it is. I'm talking about
Yeah.
I can still get out and see my kids. I can still do things like that. But day to day, there is some help I need. And that help
Right.
always costs money in some form or fashion generally.
Right.
So
Yeah.
those are things you kind of change your mindset to, as well as tax planning, and we've had clients that we've have kind of joined us working together and other ones that have not.
Yeah.
And it's the ones that have not generally have a harder time of changing their mindset to, well, I've made 12% the last 4 years. That's great. Everybody else
Yeah.
has too.
That's right.
But when you know what I mean, it's that's great. But changing your mindset is okay, I don't have to chase 12% anymore. I'm
Right.
okay with 6 or 7, knowing that these other important parts of retirement are now covered. 'Cause so
Yes.
dollar amounts and returns do not equal a retirement plan. So if I have to give up 3 or 4 points on growth, but add these other things that I'm missing,
Yeah.
it makes it way better. I can go have cake for dinner every night, but if I say, okay, I got to give up, it's delicious and it tastes great, I got to give up some of that cake, add some vegetables,
Right.
add some more protein to my diet, right? Which
Yeah.
doesn't always taste as good as cake,
That's right.
but it's all around way better for me,
Right.
So quit chasing cake all the time. When you get to a certain age, it kind of focus in on some of those mindset changes.
Yeah, well, that's good. And th those are just a few of the misses that are really common as people walk into retirement because they just haven't had to think about it for the last 30 or 40 years. And now it is a mindset shift and it impacts that number on your statement pretty significantly, right? It sure can. When taxes come in, it impacts income, it impacts, Social Security, Medicare, all of that is all impacted. Oh, it's almost like playing dominoes, right? You push one down and it knocks the other one, knocks the other one, and it all plays together. So that's why it's important that people reach out, Johnny, and just talk with you. Get a copy of your book. It's at your website, retireatnewheights.com. Get a copy of Johnny's book. He lays out a really clear plan so that you won't have many misses in retirement, and you're going to have a great retirement plan that looks at all of these things to go, okay, here's where the cake is. It may be a three-tiered cake that needs to go down to a two-tiered cake so that we can make sure you're protected, you have income for life, and you're not going to have any misses, and you're not going to have anything that sneaks up on you either. And a lot of times, I think taxes and long-term care sneak up on people who aren't planning properly, and it really takes the retirement down a few notches instead of helping them retire at new heights. So much more we could talk
Yes.
on there, but um, I always enjoy talking about the misses, and
No, me too, man. It's at least pointing out it's better to know than not know. You know what I mean? Hey,
absolutely,
where I'm struggling at or where my issues are, what I'm missing out on. So,
yeah,
and I'm not a cake hater. I love it as you
that's
can
right,
tell. So I'm not saying you got to get rid of cake in your life. I'm just saying, unfortunately, you might have to have some spinach and stuff. I've went through this
that's right,
personally recently
yeah,
where I've had to cut back and add some other things.
yeah,
So, but it's
and
better
that's
for me.
good. That's right. And now you're all set for a healthier, happier future, and that's really what you help your clients do. So, get a copy of Johnny's book, Johnny. We're going to be back next week and talk about playing by the rules. So I can't wait to have that conversation with you. Take care, friend.
Thanks, buddy.